My name is Afolabi Olufayo. So I'm presenting this topology of 8 routers with EIGRP AS500. So here I'm having the 64-bit EIGRP configured, and router 8 is a stub. Router 7 here also is a stub. Is also a stub, and there is filtering done on router 4 because on router 8 there are 4 prefixes being redistributed. Show route map with access list 10, show IP access list. So these 4 are being redistributed into EIGRP, but on router 4, only 2 of them, let's see, show IP route EIGRP. So here on router 4, I have just 2 of them being imputed into the routing table. So I'm going to check show IP EIGRP events. Pipe include 120.1.3 and 128.1.4. So it's ignoring the 2 routes, but as for .1 and .2, it is installing them. So just because of the prefix list and the route map. So here, there's a route map here that is affecting it, connected to access list. So that's why 2 prefixes are being received. Between router 3 and router 4, there is also authentication, protocol level authentication being configured. So, and the same keychain is also existing on R4, which is also valid. And if you check the EIGRP process, it is implemented in the direction of router 3 and router 5 on equal costs. Load balancing is here, show IP route 8.8.8. So even though the metrics are not the same, and it is installing the 2 routes. I mean, it has successfully installed the route through router 4 and also through router 3 in its routing table towards this R8 because of unequal path load balancing. So we can also confirm that by show IP protocols. Here, they stated that the variance is 2, to allow for unequal cost load balancing. So I have a ticket here that says that trace route from router 7 to router 1's loopback must give this result. 2 paths should be used at all times. So on router 7, the first thing I'm going to check is show IP route, EIGRP, if it's receiving the route. So it's not receiving the route 1.1.1, but at the same time, I can see something strange that all internal EIGRP routes are having an AD value of 150. So I have to check show IP protocols. And in checking my protocol under the gateway, the 2 gateways here have their AD values altered. One is 250, while the other one is 150. So for the 150, that's why that is preferred over 250, because this 150 has a low ID value. So I'm going to change that. I'll have to change it now and ensure that I return them to the default values of 90 each. So I can clear the process and also enable the logs. So I can come back on router 5 and also check show IP route EIGRP. It's also not receiving. I check on router 3. Do show IP route EIGRP. So it's not receiving the route. I can enable the logs. Then I can begin to check do show IP, EIGRP neighbor. So no neighborship with R1, but there's a key value mismatch. So I check my key values first here. They are default. Then I go on R1 and I check the key values here if they are also the same. Do show IP protocol. So the key values here are not default, and I'm going to change that now to ensure that they are default values. And I'm also going to turn on the logs so I can see when the neighbors are on. Do show IP EIGRP neighbor. So check it again. Okay, the neighbors are perfectly fine. And save my configs. Then on router 2, I have to check now if it's receiving show IP route EIGRP. Okay, it's receiving from router 1. Then on router 6, I also have to check the neighbors. Show IP route EIGRP. It's receiving only through router 5, not through router 2. So that means there's a problem on router 2. So on router 2, it's telling me now that the subnets are different on the interface connecting to router 6. So I can go there, do show run interface gig 00 and correct that. And I check this. So on my router 7, I can check now. Do show IP route EIGRP. So the two routes through router 6 and router 5 are installed, equal metric. And I try to trace. So there seems to be a problem on router 2. I can check show IP protocols to find out what it is. And there I can see up count here is 1. So show IP route EIGRP. So I have to correct that. And remove or just put 100. So if I go over to router 7 now and I perform my trace route again, it works fine. Thank you.